It's like there's a guy here earlier, Rich, and Rich had some problems with mailboxes, and you don't see it, but you know I'm with Rich. That's Rich's problem. That's my problem. I'm not on the board, but I'm the guy writing Larry and other people and him letters saying these things need to get fixed. I'm up in his face saying, when are you going to get the numbers? If you don't want to pay for the numbers, I'll pay for them. Right? These are things that need to get done.
Well, I appreciate you being willing to take the time. It's a great sacrifice to be a member.
I have the patience of Job and the tenacity to go with it. And he knows it quite well. Absolutely. Hi.
Gene, this is Bar.
I met you last.
Yeah, you and I have met before. How are you doing?
The lady just asked.
Yeah, I'm glad you came.
I'm Steve Nelson. I was interacting with you online.
Absolutely. How are you doing, Steve? Good.
So I'm interested in like your feelings on transparency, and also what do you think about the club situation?
What situation?
The club and amenity situation.
Right now, what's transpiring, you mean? Well, that's disgusting. I won't say anything less than that. I mean, in reality, I've been watching this for a long time. Now, I'll give you some information that Larry knows and Lita knows, and that is I know the lawyers at Taylor Morrison. One of them worked for me years ago. So when I got the letter that's now visible, I got it from him. I didn't get it from anybody else. And with that, I got comments. So I got an understanding of how they saw it. Okay. In reality, what we've got is we've got one man out trying to negotiate a purchase. The issue we need to sit down with as a community is to sit down and say, here are the range of options associated with the amenities. There is a range of options, and the range of options go all the way from let's let them keep it and let's go build something new, right? Or let's buy part of it if we want to buy it, or let's just transfer it at no cost. And they need to understand that we have a range of options instead of this going in and pleading with them to give it to us for a good price. There's not one HOA in this state over the last 20 years that has paid for their amenities. They have all been transferred. These amenities have been paid off by the residents with the fee that we're getting back for the last, 10 years. In the first 10 years, they got the fee paid it down. If you look at their depreciated costs on their books, the facilities are worth at most $1 to $2 million. I mean, these are things that, if you understand business, this is just reality. Why would I be out offering them $27 million? And Larry says, well, they offered it to us for $27 million. I know BS when I hear it. And the reality is, if they, as a Fortune 500 company, wanted to offer this to us for $27 million, you would have it on a piece of paper, and it would be handed to you. Where's the documentation? There isn't any. Right? That's the reality. So the choice that we got, one of the hard choices that we have as residents is, do you want that to continue? Because that's being done deliberately to circumvent Florida Statute 720. And 720 says if you've got two or more of the board members together, you have to document it, you have to call a meeting. So what's going on now is the same thing that went on if you took a look at the lawsuit we got from Spectrum, which is behind the scenes, there's something going on different than what you currently see. That's wrong. Now, is it illegal? Hard to say, but it's wrong. I work for I've worked for two Fortune 500 companies as a senior executive, and I've worked for a Fortune 1000 world company, and if that had happened in any one of those companies, they would have fired everybody. They would have been out the door. But given the fact it's a quasi-political organization, no. I don't know if I'm helping you or not.
I guess it's too late then for us to do what the other places had to do to get the amenities turned over to us without a fee.
Are there other precedents in Florida?
Yeah. If you go over to, if you go over to St. Cloud, there's a community over there called Twin Lakes. It's built by a company called Jones Home. Now, I'll give you more information to make you, I'm going to say understand what's going on. I called all these companies and I said, how do you turn over your amenities? And they all gave me the same answer. Well, when we're finished the bill, we just transfer them over. Do you charge the residents? No. And do you know who else I called and asked that question? I called Taylor Morrison. Okay, and if you want to know what Taylor Morrison does, their headquarters in Phoenix. I not only called, I sent a letter and I got a response. And if you want to know what goes on, you can actually walk across the road to Westview, which is a Taylor Morrison community. It's not a 55 plus, but they are building amenities. You can ask them the question, and they will tell you, well, the amenities will be turned over to the residents. Right. You go in there, you can ask the question, and you can say, well, who do I need to talk to? And they'll get back to you. And then there's the Taylor Morrison just up the road here.
So can we sue them?
For what?
Is that an option?
There's nothing illegal in what they're doing. It's just that we jumped out and offered to pay. You know, I mean, that's really the context of the conversation. The only person who really knows the context is Larry. He's over there, and he's going to tell you something, and then you got to ask yourself the question: do I believe him?
But in Florida, Taylor Morrison, have they had another community that they turned over amenities for?
Yeah, yeah, they have. Yeah, and for me to name them off, I can't. But I went and contacted about 8 different home builders and the different communities. I asked the question, right? And all you have to do is go visit one and ask the questions, and you'll get an answer. Well, there's certain laws associated with negotiations that you have to follow, and there's certain ways to break off negotiations, right? And you know but one thing you got to do is you better have a lawyer in with you, because this guy's out doing this all by himself. He thinks he's I don't know.
So I guess that one there's like something about the end of 2025. There was some kind of deadline or something.
There are a couple of decisions that have to be made by the courts. If you talk to Brenda can articulate them better than I can. One of them is the dispersal of the money, and the other one is the decision on what are actual amenities and what are cash generating facilities here. Because if you take a look at the restaurants, the golf course, K&M Drugs, they all generate revenue, right? And the question you have to ask yourself, is that what you want? Because a typical golf course costs you between an 18-hole golf course is $600,000 to $1.2 million to maintain. It's a fair amount of money. Now, do you generate enough revenue to pay for that or not? And if you go down and look at the books, the tee times, how many people are teeing up, you'll get a good sense of that yourself. You know, but these are all numbers that I just sit back and I'm flabbergasted. They're not numbers we're talking to the residents about in the community. Right. A lot of people don't realize the nuances, and I call them the nuances. Gary knows I'm a guy, because he and I have worked together. I'm a big attention to detail guy. I watch people. I know what we're engineers. It's a failing of engineers. Okay, but I go downtown and I look at what people are doing, and we're paying for Castle's organization downtown, which includes their administrative people, too many, the people that we deal with outside, and the maintenance people. The maintenance people go over and clean up K&M Drugs. They go clean up the various buildings. We're paying for it, and they're getting the revenue from K&M Drugs and the restaurant. We're paying for it. There's a lot more double dipping going on than you can imagine. So, have I answered your question?
Yep, I think so. Thank you.
I am so pleased to meet you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Gary, stick around. Stick around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. This guy over here is the troll that trolled me online. He's going to be over in a minute. I just want to watch him. Yeah, we had a 30-second conversation. He's taken the 30-second conversation and made a career out of it online. You know, he's avoiding me now. Oh yeah, make sure you send him over.
I just want to say good luck. And,
Harv, thank you very much. I appreciate you dropping by.
the biggest thing is getting some more real
Oh yeah, yeah. He's got a microphone on. So I got to watch my P's and Q's because this gets played back to my wife. I'm Gene.
Hello, Gene. I'm Sean.
Sean?
Sean, yeah. Nice.
S-H or S-E?
S-H-A-U.
I got it. Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Well, I just wanted to meet you.
Well, pleasure. I
read your,
appreciate it.
Summary on online. I was a bit interested in your analysis of the financials and how you think you're going to save this money, and the comparison with other such institutions around the state, and how they appear to be paying more here.
We're going to pay, I think it's $445, $450 this year. There's one, yeah, there's one over by Tampa called, what's it called? Valencia Lakes, that's up in that category. And they're smaller than we are. Very nice community houses there sell for about $350,000 to $1.5 million. Very well appointed. They've got a modern fitness center that's open 24/7, and they offer the same amenities that we have. The crux here is, if you look at the $165 that we're paying for this place right here, there's a lot of duplicate charges that are in
Out
there.
of our control, then.
Right.
Would be out of your control.
Well, when you get it, you've got to get it down to where it should get to.
So is that where you think we're paying too much rather than the HOA?
That is. There's absolutely no doubt about it. As for the rest of it, when you go and you take a look at the Manning that's downtown and you start counting the organizational chart, what people are doing, you see some things that you can nip and tuck at.
Which Manning?
Go down and take a look at what's upstairs and the number of people.
Are you talking about Real
upstairs, real management. Yeah.
I mean, that's a service that they provide. We don't dictate how many people.
Yeah, we do. We have some control of that.
The door fee is what, $225 now? I think, but that, all people are on top of that.
Yeah, they'll want to add people, and the issue you always get down to is show me the organizational chart. Clarify for me roles, responsibilities, and accountabilities.
So you're able to relate that to this other place?
I can do that. Yeah, that's not hard. I've done that.
No, I mean, do you have the information on the other place you refer to and how many people?
Oh yeah, yeah. If you go over to Twin Lakes over here, that's run by Jones Home, all you got to do is go and sit down for an hour with the guy that manages the place, and he'll give you everything you need to know.
So your criticism is of real managed then, more than anything else.
There's some nipping and tucking that needs to be done there. Yeah. Yeah. Have you seen an organizational chart?
No, we don't get one.
No, okay. Do you know who's responsible for what?
Well, we've got a.
You know who Rudy is. Yeah, you know who. Yeah, okay. All right.
That's been a